Guys, everyone, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, very good morning, guys. Okay, so nice to see you all again. Okay, am I audible clearly, everyone? Am I audible
Yes,
clearly?
sir.
Okay, so at the same time, is the screen is visible clearly? Is the screen is visible clearly, guys? Okay, good, nice, super. Okay, so super, guys, nice. Welcome to today's session. Okay, so let us start the class right now. Okay, so what was the yesterday's topic we started, guys? Can you please tell me?
Methods.
Yes, we started with what?
Methods.
Methods, right? Okay, and we have just discussed about some basic syntax of method also, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where it is. Okay, so yes, methods are nothing but the functions. Okay, it is a block of code or instructions used to perform a particular task, and it's also used to transfer the data. And we have already discussed about the entire syntax. Okay, so the method name and formal arguments will be considered as a method signature, and the access modifier, modify return type, method name, formal arguments will be considered as method declaration, along with the method body. Okay, all the other things, entire syntax, okay, whatever I have written will be considered as method definition. Is that clear? Okay, and then we have discussed about everything separately one by one. Okay, so till this we have discussed, yes or no? Okay, so whatever we have discussed yesterday, what is a access modifier, what is a modifier, what is a return type, and what is a method name. Okay, and then about the block. Okay, any doubts in all these things, guys? Any doubts? Any doubts? Answer, everyone, open your mouth and answer. Can you please tell me as soon as possible so that it should not be late? Okay,
No, sir.
clear?
Yes, sir.
Super, guys. So fine. Okay, so now shall we go for the, okay, continue with the topic? Everyone ready? Shall we continue with the topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yesterday we
Yes, sir.
learned what is the syntax of a method, how to create a method. Today we are now going to create a method. Shall we do it, guys? Everyone ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so listen carefully, guys. Listen, everyone. So let us say in methods, I'll create a Java program. Okay, so let us say method one. Okay, method one. Okay, so now the program name is something but what? Method one. Is that clear? So now, guys, in this particular program, can you please tell me how many methods are present? See, guys, I don't want you to delay the answer. Make it soon as possible so that it will be easy for me to get the flow. Give me the answer, everyone. Answer. How
Sir.
many methods we have
One.
in this program? Only one. Yes or no? What is
Okay, sir.
that?
Yes, sir.
What is the method we have? It is exactly. It is nothing but the main method. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. So we have only
Yes,
one
sir.
method, and it is nothing but the main method. Clear? Now, guys, without main method, can I execute a program? Answer,
No,
everyone.
No, sir.
no, sir.
Is it possible to execute a program?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No. Okay, but I can compile.
Yes.
Is it clear, everyone? Okay, we can compile a program without a main method, but we cannot execute a program without a main method. Is it clear? Everyone,
Yes,
as a
sir.
program, you
Yes,
should
sir.
be knowing the difference between what is the compilation and what is execution. Clear? Everyone
Yes,
ready?
sir.
Yes. Okay. Now, let us create a simple method. Let us create a simple method. Okay, by using the same syntax. Okay. Now, guys, listen carefully. First, what we have to start with? Give me the syntax properly. Give me the flow and help me to create a method. Tell me. Tell me, guys. Open your mouth. First, what do you have to write? Access modifier, right? Okay. So access
Yes, sir.
modifier, I told you already. By default, for time being, I want you to use what? Public. Is it clear?
Yes,
Then
sir.
after public, what is the next one we have to use? It is modifier.
Modifier.
Okay. So modifier it should be. Okay. It is also by default for time being. You use what? Static. Is it clear,
Static.
everyone?
Yes, sir.
Understood clearly? And
Yes.
about the return type also, I'll teach you. One till that you use what? Void. Clear, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So how to return a value, how to get that particular value, everything I'll teach you. Okay. Till that you use what? Void. Is it clear, everyone?
Void.
After
sir.
void means the after return type, we have to mention the name
Method
of the
name.
method. Name of the method. For example, I'll
Method.
just say M1. Then the method name is M1. Clear? And I will
Yes, sir.
just open and close brackets because formal arguments are not mandatory. I'll teach you about formal arguments, then you can just go for it. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, have we created a method right now? Yes or no?
Yes.
Everyone, yes or no? Make louder,
Yes, sir.
louder.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have created a method. Okay.
Yes,
A
sir.
method. This method is called as no argument method. What is this called as, guys?
No
No
argument
argument method.
Everyone, what is this called as? No
No argument
argument method.
method.
Okay, this type is called as what? No argument method. Sir, how can I identify whether it is no argument or not? Very simple. Okay, now guys, here this main method is a argument method, means it is a parameterized method. Okay, there are two types of methods we have. One is no argument and another one is parameterized method. Okay, now here main method is parameterized and M1 method is no argument. Sir, how can we identify? Very simple. For main method, we are passing what? Formal argument, yes or no? Do you guys agree that? Okay, if we pass formal argument for a method, then it is called as parameterized. Then it's called as what? Parameterized. Is it clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
If we are not passing the formal argument, if we are not passing any formal argument, then it is called as what? No argument method. Anyhow, I'll be teaching you in depth about this later. But for time being, okay, you have to get the names. That is enough. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Understood clearly?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So now we have created what type of method it is? Is it a parameterized or no argument?
No argument.
Yes,
No.
it is a no
No
argument
argument.
method. Okay. Now, guys, I will just write system dot out dot println. I will just say, okay. So M1 method gets executed. Okay, M1 method gets executed. Is it clear? Everyone
Yes, sir.
understood? Okay, so we have written one instruction inside the M1 method. Okay, now shall we execute this program? Ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so method 1. Okay, I'll just save it. Okay, now shall we execute this? Wait a second. Okay, so Java C method 1 dot Java. Okay, so now is it compiled and success, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, next Java. Okay, method 1. Now, guys, you tell me what is the expected result?
Hello world and M1 gets executed.
Answer, everyone. What is the expected result right now?
Hello world and M1 gets
Hello world and M1.
Okay, yes.
And
Hello
yes,
world as well as
M1
M1
gets
gets
M1
executed.
gets
Yes or no?
executed. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine, super. Okay, now let us see what is the result that is going to give. Okay, it's going to give only one, very simple, called as hello world.
Yes, sir.
It has given only one simple answer, which is nothing but hello world, which is the statement present in the main method. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, yes or no? Now,
Yes, sir.
guys, you tell me. Okay, you told me the answer. Means you told that even M1, this particular statement will also get executed. You told this one will also execute and it will print this. Yes or no?
Yes,
So why
yes,
it is
sir.
not printing? Can you guess the answer? Why it is not printing?
As there is no formal argument, sir.
Not like that. No, there is
No
not.
formal argument, sir.
Very simple, guys. Methods are egoist person. Methods are nothing but what? It's full of ego. It's like you guys. Huh? Only if I call you, you will attend the class. Else, what you will do? You will sleep, right? Yes or no? Yeah. Same way. Same way here also. Okay. If I call the method, only then it will get executed. If I call the method, only then it will get executed. If I'm not calling the method, obviously it will not get executed. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear, everyone? Understood clearly? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now you might be having a doubt. Sir, main method is getting executed, right? Yes, obviously. Okay. You know the reason already. Who's calling the main method? Answer, everyone. Who's calling the main method? Answer, guys. Who is calling the main method? Tell me. Now one answer we came. I think you guys have searched with the old topics. Very simple. Okay. Yesterday also I said the answer, but you are not remembering the things. Who is calling the main method? Are we calling the main method? As
No,
a
sir.
programmer, are we calling the
No,
main
sir.
method here?
No, sir.
No. We are not calling the main method. We are just using it. That's all. Who is calling it?
Yes, sir.
Obviously,
JVM.
method. If a method wants to execute in the sense, okay, that method has to be called. Is it clear, everyone? Even if it is a main method or whatever it is, okay, that method has to be called. Here, this main method is called by JVM. It is called by JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Clearly. At the
Yes,
same
sir.
time, okay, JVM is calling main method, so main method is getting executed. All the instructions in the main method get executed. Okay, but who is calling M1? Do you think JVM will call M1?
No, sir.
No. Okay. JVM will not call M1. Okay. Only the job of JVM is nothing but to do to execute or to call the main method. That's all. Okay. But M1 method means the other methods that we create, the other methods that the user create, the other methods that the programmer creates, has to be called by the programmer only. Has to be called by the user only. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Understood clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So at the same time, the programmer creates a method. A method which is created by the programmer is nothing but user defined functions or user defined methods. Clear, everyone, guys?
Yes,
It is
sir.
just understanding.
Yes.
Okay, there is no technical terms over here, but you understand there are predefined methods and there are something called as okay user defined methods. Predefined methods is nothing but what, which is already present. Main method is a predefined method, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At the same time, M1 is a user defined method which we create. Is it clear,
Yes,
everyone?
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Clear.
So clearly. Okay. Now M1 wants to be called right now. Now M1 wants to be called. So for this, what we have to do right now? Very simple. Okay. Now, guys, we have to understand who is going to call and from where we are going to call. That is what we are going to understand. Okay. Now, very simple. Listen carefully. Okay. A method will get executed only when it is called. Okay. A method will be getting executed only when it is called. Okay. We can call a method with the help of method call statement. Is it clear, everyone, guys? Everyone? Okay, we can call a method with the help of what? Method call statement. There is a statement called as method call statement. By using that, we can easily call the method. Understood clearly, everyone, guys? Everyone, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is a method call statement? Tell me, what is a method called statement? Answer. It is nothing but what? It is a statement. It is just a statement, okay, which is used to call the method. Very simple. Is it clear, everyone? It is a statement which is used to call the method. Whatever the method it can be, that doesn't matter. Okay, we can call a method. That's all. Is it clear, everyone? Now, many will be asking questions that can we call a main method? Yes, we can call a main method. But time being, I am not going to teach about that. Okay, you have to understand, you have to know whether it is possible or not for everything. Even you know that, so JVM is calling main method, right? Then how can we call? Yes, we can also call the main method. We can also call the main method. Even if JVM calls, we can also do it. But for time being, okay, you will not be knowing about the formal arguments of main method. So I cannot teach you all those things. Okay, so in later classes you will be learning automatically. Don't worry. Is it clear? Understood clearly? Okay, so we will be just learning. For time being, we'll be just learning how to create a method, how to call the methods. Is it clear? Okay, now we have created a method already, which is called as M1. Okay, so can we call this M1, guys? Everyone? Ready? Okay, so you already know that the main method is called by JVM. So where is the control present right now? Where is the control present right now? It is present inside the main method. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so main method is called by JVM automatically. So the control automatically be present in what? Main method only. Is it clear, guys? Okay. Now I will be using a statement which is called as method called statement to call the M1 method. To call what? M1 method. Is it clear, everyone? Shall we discuss about that right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Ready? Okay. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about method call statement. Okay, method call statement. Okay. Now listen carefully, guys. There is a note. Copy down simultaneously. Copy down simultaneously. Copy down this note, everyone. And everyone, guys, completed. Okay. So for this note, under this note, okay, I will just display this program. Okay. So mention it as an example. Listen carefully. Wait a second. Don't write. I'll just mention it as example and write the heading as. Okay. So M1 method. Wait. Okay, so copy down, guys. Copy down this program as an example under the note. Is it done, guys? Everyone completed the program?
Yes, sir.
Everyone done? Okay, super. So I hope everyone have completed this. Okay, so now let's understand and let us learn. Okay, so how to use the method call statement and what is a method call statement? Everything we are going to learn now. Is it clear? Okay, now listen carefully, guys. Okay, so give the heading as again. Okay, yeah, we'll just write in the paragraph way. Okay, the statement. Start writing. Okay, So till this, have you guys completed? Everyone?
Little bit scroll up.
Everyone is it done, guys? Completed? Okay. So, and I hope you remember that. I want you to draw. Okay, means the box for syntax. Okay, so don't forget that also. Okay, I hope everyone have completed. Okay, so now guys, listen carefully. Let us just use this particular syntax and try to call a method. Okay, shall we do it right now? Okay, so what is the last point I gave you? We can call a no argument method without passing actual argument in the method call statement. And I have mentioned it is in the square bracket also. What if I mention it in the square brackets? What is the meaning of it? Tell me.
It is not mandatory.
Mandatory.
It is not mandatory. So actual arguments are not mandatory. Is it clear? When does the actual argument has to be given? Very simple, guys. If a method is a parameterized method. If a method is what? A parameterized method, then okay, we have to use actual argument. Then we have to use what? Actual argument. Is it clear, everyone? Understood clearly? If it is
Yes, sir.
not a parameterized method, for example, see, now for main method, if I want to call, I want to pass an actual argument. But to use or to call M1 method, okay, I don't want to pass any actual argument. Is it clear, everyone? Understood clearly? Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
let us create a next new Java program. Okay, so let us say method 2. Okay, method 2. Okay, now guys, listen carefully. So I will just write. Okay, so main method gets executed. Okay, or else I'll start. Main method starts the execution. Okay, now at the same time. Okay, now let me just write. Okay, so main method ends the execution. Okay, now guys, listen carefully. Here I will just create another one more method, public. Okay, static void. Okay, M1 method. Okay, is it clear, everyone? So I'll just write the same things again. Okay, now listen carefully. I will just copy and I will paste here, and I will change the method name as M1. I'll change the method name as M1. Okay, is it clear? Okay, now listen carefully. I'll just okay. So now, guys, here there are two methods. One is main method and the M1 method. Okay, so what will be the output for this particular program? Can you please tell me?
So main method starts the execution and main method ends the execution.
Okay, what about M1 starts the execution, M1 ends the execution?
So we
This
have
will
not
not be printed.
we cannot
Ah, yes. Okay. See, the control is present to the main method only because JVM calls directly the main method only. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So what happens? The control will be there in the main method. So all the instructions in the main method will execute it. But do you think the
Yes, sir.
control will be transferred automatically to the
No,
M1
sir.
method?
No, sir.
No. Okay. We have to call the M1 method. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Understood clearly? Let us say, okay, so let us say after this statement, I want to call M1 method. After this statement, I want to call what? M1 method. Is it clear, everyone? So now,
Yes, sir.
so I'll just, okay, make some small decoration so that it will be easy to understand. Okay, so now guys, okay, once after the main method is getting started the execution, Okay, so now guys, very simple. JVM will call the main method, yes or no? First,
Sir.
which what happens right now? JVM will call the main method. Once after calling the main method, can I say that this statement will execute?
Yes, sir.
Or no?
Yes, sir.
Can I say that this statement will get executed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, main
sir.
method starts the execution. It will get executed. Then after that, second statement, the line number 6 will get executed. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
After this execution, now I want to call M1 method. I want to
Okay.
call what? M1 method.
M1
What
method.
is the syntax to call a method right now?
Method name and actual argument.
Yes, method name and actual argument. What is the
Actual
method
argument.
name of M1? It is nothing but M1. Yes or no?
Yes,
And
Yes,
we
sir.
don't want to pass actual argument also because there is no formal arguments. After
Yes, sir.
that, okay, we have to give a
Semicolon.
semicolon. That's all. Very simple. Clear everyone, guys?
Yes, sir.
Understand
Yes, sir.
clearly? Okay, so
Yes, sir.
M1 don't want to pass any actual argument because M1 is not a parameterized method. M1 is a no argument method. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then give a semicolon. So what happens right now? What happens right now? Tell me.
So now the main method starts the execution. Then the dotted line will come. Then M1 starts execution. M1 ends execution. Then dotted line and main method ends the execution.
Exactly correct. Exactly correct. Very, very simple. Okay. So now, guys, here we are going to learn how to trace this particular program. Shall we just do a tracing right now before the execution?
Yes,
The
sir.
basic tracing. Shall we do it right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now listen. One second, guys. Let me just increase the size. Okay. So is it visible clearly, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Is the program is visible clearly? Okay. So now listen carefully, guys. Listen carefully because it's very, very important. Very important. Okay. So now every execution that is happening in the Java program, every execution that is happening in the Java program will be done in a particular memory location. Will be done what? In a particular memory part. Is it clear, everyone? Which is a basic thing. For time being, I want you to understand, which is nothing but which is called as so stack, which is called as what? Stack. Clear, everyone, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now listen carefully. Okay, but time being, we are not going to be worried about the stack. Is it clear? Okay, let us just understand in a normal way. Okay, so that it will be easy for us to get a clarity. Is it clear, guys? Okay, now listen carefully. So now, first of all, as I told you already, JVM will call the main method. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Can I say one memory will be allocated for main method
Yes,
for the
sir.
execution?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I will just say this is for. Okay, so I'll just say this is for main method. So main method. Is it clear, everyone? So now, okay, the control will be there inside the main method. So who is calling the method? So JVM is calling what? The main method, and the method one memory is allocated for the method. Okay, to execute the instructions. Is it clear, everyone? Till now, any doubts? Till now, any doubts?
No, sir.
No? Clear, everyone? Now, next, what happens next? Listen carefully. First instruction will get executed. Do you guys agree that, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Try as soon as possible. First instruction will get executed. Yes or no? What is the first instruction? System.out.println. Okay. So main method. Okay.
Start the execution.
Execution.
Okay. So main method starts the execution. Starts the execution. Is it clear, everyone? This is what the first instruction is, or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now let me say, okay, so there is an output part. Okay, so in this output part, the output is nothing but main method. Okay, starts starts the execution. Okay, this is the one thing. Okay, first this system. Okay, the first statement gets executed, and the things that is present in the system dot println will be printed. Do you guys agree that everyone?
Yes, sir.
After the first instruction, okay, it goes for the next instruction. What is the next instruction, guys? Okay, next instruction is to print what? The dotted lines. Yes or no?
Dotted lines.
Some
Yes,
dotted
sir.
lines will be printed. Yes or no? So in the output part, okay, you'll be having the dotted lines. Is it clear, everyone? Do you guys agree that?
Oh, yes, sir.
Everyone, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Reply. Don't sleep here and reply, Max. Okay, because tracing is important. Next, what happens right now? It is a method call statement. The third statement is nothing but what? It's a
Method call
method
statement.
call statement. It is M1 method call statement.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what happens right now? What happens right now? Very simple, guys. Listen carefully. Whenever a method call statement is there, the current method, whatever it is executing, the current method, whatever it is executing, will be paused. Will be paused. Paused in the sense what? PAUSED. It will not permanently stop the execution. It will be pausing. A temporary stop. Shall I say it is a temporary stop, yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. For example, if it is a song in a sense, you will say resuming, pausing, yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Same concept, same meaning, same meaning. Okay. We are pausing the execution of the current method. The main method's execution will be paused. It will be temporarily stopped. Is it clear? Understood clearly, everyone? Okay, then the M1 method, okay, because of this statement, the M1 method will be called. Okay, what happens right now, guys? What happens right now? Tell me. Okay, this statement, because of this statement, okay, the M1 method will be called. M1 method will be called. Do you guys agree that, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone understood clearly?
Yes, sir.
Second. Okay. So now, guys, let us say this M1 method is called. So while calling the M1 method, what happens right now? The current method, whatever it is, means the main method over here will be paused. The execution of the main method will be paused. Okay. And it will go to the M1 method. Okay. The control will go to what? The M1 method. Is it clear, everyone? Understood clearly?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
for this, what happens right now? A memory block will be created for M1 method. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, guys, who is calling M1 method right now? Who's calling M1?
The main method.
Yes. Okay.
Yes,
The
sir.
main method is calling the M1 method. Main method is calling M1 method. Is it clear, everyone? Understood
Yes, sir.
clearly?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, guys, listen carefully. This main method will be considered as. Okay. Listen carefully, everyone. Okay, this main method will be considered as a caller method. Okay, caller method or calling method. Is it clear, everyone? Okay,
Yes,
this
sir.
Yes.
method will be considered as what? A caller method or calling method. Is it clear? Everyone understood? At the
Yes,
same
sir.
time, M1 will be considered as the called method. M1 will be considered as what? The called
Called
method.
method.
Is it clear, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Who is the caller right now? Who is calling? M1 is
Main
calling,
method.
sorry, main is calling M1, yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So main method will be called as calling method.
Caller method.
Who's
Method.
been called right now? Who's
M1.
been called?
M1.
M1 is
M1.
called. So M1 is nothing but the called method. Is
Called
it clear,
method.
everyone?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, is it clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now the calling method is calling the called method. Okay. M1 main method is calling the M1 method. Okay. So the main method execution will pause. It will not stop. It will pause. Is it clear, everyone? It will
Sir.
pause the execution and the control will be transferred to the M1 method. The control will be transferred to what? The M1 method. Is it
M1
clear,
method.
everyone?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear, guys? Everyone understood clearly? The control will be transferred to what? The M1 method.
M1.
Now, all the instructions present in M1 will get executed. All the instructions present in M1 will get executed. Is it clear, everyone? So, what is
Yes,
the
sir.
first instruction that is present in M1? Tell
Daughter
me,
line.
what is the first instruction present in M1?
Daughter line, sir.
System dot out dot println. Okay, what is that? M1 method
M1.
starts the execution. Is it clear, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now it will print the data. What is that? M1 method starts the execution. Is it clear, everyone, guys? Understood clearly? Reply, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Don't make the class boring.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Reply, everyone. Okay. So now what happens right now? So M1 starts the execution. So once after the completion of the first execution of the statement, it goes for the next statement. What is the second statement right now?
M1
Okay,
is the
second statement
execution.
is that SOPLN. Okay, it is nothing but what? M1
M1 and
Ends the
ends the
execution.
execution. Ends the
Execution.
execution. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now what happens? It will print the statement. So M1. Okay, ends the execution. Okay, ends the execution. Clear, everyone, guys? Understood
Yes, sir.
clearly? Everyone
Yes,
understood?
sir.
No? So once after the execution of the M1 method is completed, now do you have any other statements present in an
No,
M1
sir.
method?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Don't give a dull answer, guys. Be active.
No, sir.
Give me proper answer.
No,
Tell
sir.
me,
No, sir.
do you have
No, sir.
any other statements after M1 method? Sorry,
No,
M1
sir.
instruction.
No, sir.
After these two
Nothing, sir.
instructions, do you have anything else? No. What happens right now? Let us say that M1 method is done with the execution part. Yes or no? Do you guys agree that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Once after the completion of the execution, what does M1 method will do? M1 method will return back the control to the called method. Sorry, calling method. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood clearly? Okay. Once after the execution of the M1 method completes, okay, then the control will be transferred from the called method to the calling method back. Is it clear? Means from M1 to main
Yes,
method
sir.
back. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Understood
Yes,
clearly?
sir.
So now,
Yes,
sir.
guys, now listen carefully. Now listen carefully. Once the control has been transferred, automatically, listen carefully, very important, very important. The memory that has been created for M1, the memory that has been created for M1 will be removed from the memory. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, the memory that has been created, it is called as a frame. Okay, that particular frame will be removed from the execution part. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Understood clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes or no? Okay, so M1 is done with the execution, right? So what is the use of keeping it again? Okay, so it will be removed from the execution. It is not needed further. So it will be removed from the execution. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Have
sir.
you guys-
Yes, sir.
Everyone is or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
once one of the method is getting completion of the execution, okay, automatically the frame or the memory will be removed, okay, of the method, removed from the execution in the stack. Is it clear, everyone, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for time being, you don't want to confuse while learning about stack. I will be teaching you in depth. Don't worry. Is it clear? Is it clear,
Yes,
everyone?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now the control is given back to the main method. The control is given back to the main method. Okay. What happens right now? From where the control has been paused, from where the main method has been paused, okay, in the
Yes, sir.
method call statement. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Once after the method call statement, what is the next instruction? What is the next
Daughter
instruction?
line,
It
sir.
is system dot out dot println.
Daughter
Printing
line.
what? Some daughter lines. Is it clear,
Yes, sir.
everyone?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So now in the output console also it will print what? The daughter
Daughter
lines.
line.
Is it clear? Everyone
Yes, sir.
understood clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
once after this, okay, the statement is completed. Next, it will go for the next statement. What is the next statement? It is
Main method.
system dot
Out
out
dot
dot println.
println.
Okay, it has to say
Main ends the
main
execution.
method ends the execution. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now it will print. Now it will print.
Yes, sir.
Second. Yeah. So now it will print as main method ends the
The
execution.
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 Okay. So now once after completion of the main method, means right now the execution of the main method is done, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
There is no other statements extra. Okay, the execution of the main method has been completed. It
Completed.
is done. Is it clear, everyone? So
Yes, sir.
automatically, can I say the memory that is allocated for main method will be removed?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it will
Yes,
be
sir.
removed. As we have discussed for M1, it will be same for main method
Main
also.
method.
Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
we
sir.
can also say that if main method frame has been deleted, if the frame of main method is deleted, then automatically the program will stop the execution. Is it clear, everyone? We can also say the program has been stopped. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Everyone understood clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the final output is nothing but what? Okay, sorry. Final output is nothing but main starts the execution, and then M1 starts the execution, M1 ends the execution, as well as main ends the execution. Can we just check it out whether it is giving the same answer or not?
Yes, sir.
Everyone ready? Okay, so let's say
Yes, sir.
this. Okay, now insert category Java C method 2.java. Okay, so compilation successful. Next Java method 2. Okay, are you guys ready to check the answer whether it is correct or not? Everyone is or no? Yes. Okay, yes. We get the correct answer as we expect? Did we get the correct answer as we have traced it also? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Have you guys understood clearly, guys? Yes or no? Excellent. Super. Okay. So everyone copied on this next program as an example too. Okay. So write on the first 2 points and then copy it on the program, guys. Once after completing the program, just give me a reply. Okay. Or else do one thing. Once after the program gets completed, once after you write the program, right? Once after that, I want you to do the tracing. We have done the tracing right now, right? Yes or no? All these. Okay. We have done this tracing, right? I want you to do the same. Is it clear, everyone? Will you do it?
Yes, sir.
Will you do it? I want to display the tracing.
No, sir, we will do.
We will do it, sir.
Okay, so it's the first program. Okay, so I will display the tracing, guys. Okay, so first complete the program and then give me a message. I'll
Okay, sir.
display it. Is it done, guys? Everyone, is it done? No, not yet. Make it soon.
Done, sir.
Completed, guys? Everyone? Okay, so now let me display the the tracing part. Copy it on the tracing, everyone neatly. Copy on the tracing along with the output also. Output is also important. Okay, means don't copy like mugging up. Okay, you have to do tracing right now. Okay, so start from beginning one by one, as a compiler. Do it. Okay, by seeing the things properly. Okay, do it by yourself. Only then you will understand. Okay, is it done, guys? Completed, everyone? Yes? Okay, super. Now let us go. Okay, so let's go for the notes part. Now let us write a simple thing. Okay, so heading called as method call statement. Okay, or else wait. Flow of method call statement. Okay, so give the heading as flow of method call statement. Okay, and write down the points one by one. Are you guys writing everything properly? Am I fast in typing, guys? If you want, I'll just. Okay, so once after completing, give me a reply. Done, everyone, guys? Completed? Yes? Okay. So, shall we go for the next one more program? Okay. But this time I want you to trace. I will just write the program. That's all. Okay. I will just write the program, but I want you to trace the program. Will you do it? Everyone, yes or no? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Super. Now, listen carefully. When you will be having a doubt, sir, can I create a method before the main method? Yes. See, you can create method wherever you want. Not it is not like only after the main method you should do. Not like that. You can also create this M1 before main method also. Okay, don't want to confuse at all. Is it clear, everyone?
Sir.
Let us say method 3. The program name is method 3. Okay, so now I'll just create a Java method. So public static void. Okay, let me say the method name is M1. Okay, so here I'll just say system dot out dot println. I will just say I from M1. Okay, now I will just here in this I will just say okay. Start. Okay, main starts. Okay, and then main is under execution. Okay, then I will just say I'll just call M1 method. Okay, I'll just say again, and I will just say M1 method here. Okay, then I will just say system dot out dot println. Okay, I will just say main ends. Okay, so now guys, this is the program. One second. Okay, now this is your program. Okay, I want you to write the program first in your notebook. Okay, once after writing the program, I want you to trace it, and then get the output. Is it clear? I will give you a clue, guys. I'll give you a clue. First, main starts. Next, main is under execution. These two will be printed. Next, okay, M1 method is called right now. So the main method will be paused, and one more block of memory will be created. M1 method will execute over there. Means hi from M1 will get printed. Once after printing this, the the control will be transferred to the main method back, and the memory will be removed. Okay, the M1 method memory will be removed. Okay, again it comes back. Next, it goes to this particular line. Main is under execution. It will be printed. Again, main is under execution. After that, again M1 is called. So now, here in this place, a new memory block will be created. Don't think the old memory will be present. Is it clear, everyone? So for this line number 9, again a new memory block will be created. Is it clear, everyone, guys? Understood clearly? So a new memory block will be created for M1. Again, one more time you have to write there executing this high M1. Then you just remove the block of memory and transfer the control to the main method back. Is it clear? Okay, so copy down the program and then start tracing. Not every time. See, main method will not be a calling method every time. Okay, it is based on your things, your instruction. We have used M1. Okay, we have used M1, right? So based on this, it will be called. Okay, but most probably it will be the calling method every time. Okay, because the JVM starts the main method, right? So that the control will be present in the main method only. From this method only we can go for other methods. Is it clear, guys? Okay. So copy on the program and then start tracing. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Finish it as soon as possible. Okay, everyone, is it done, guys? Completed? Device and then please reply. Many have not still completed.
So,
Yes.
so the output is main method starts, then main method under execution, hive M1, main method under execution, again hive from M1, main ends.
Okay, good, nice. Okay, so did you get the same answer, everyone? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so shall we check with the compiler right now? So let us say this method 3. Method 3 dot Java. Next Java method 3. Okay, so main starts, main is under execution, I from M1. Again, main is under execution, as well as again M1 has been called, I from M1, and then main ends. Everyone got the same. Everyone got the same result or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let me just give you some more. Okay, so complicated one. So let me check it out. Wait a second. So we'll create a method. Okay. So now I hope you can see the program over there on the screen. First copy the program, and I want you to trace it and give me the result. Okay. So maximum 3 minutes time I'll give you. Maximum 3 minutes. Say
So in the main method, main starts is main ends should be there.
yeah, okay,
Second line.
minutes. Super. Fine. Copy down and then start tracing. So within 3 minutes, I want everyone to complete the tracing and get the result. Okay, guys, everyone is done? Completed, everyone? Yes? Have you guys done the tracing properly? Okay, so now what will be the answer for this? So first, main starts will be output, then M1 will be called, M1, M1 starts, after M1 starts, M2 will be called, M2 starts, M2 ends with result, again M1 ends, after that, main ends. Yes or no? To get see in the words, it is very easy to say, but this flow and this perfection will come only in experience. I'm telling you. Is it clear, everyone? So I want you to trace the program properly and get the result. Okay, what I have told you right now. Is it clear, guys? So shall we check whether it is giving the same answer? So let me save method 4. Okay. Our save method 4 dot happen. Okay. Yes, Java method 4. Okay, so main starts. Okay, so now listen. So first main starts. Okay, next after that M1 is calling. So M1 in the M1 for order the first one, M1 starts. After M1 starts, M2 is calling. So in the M2, M2 starts, M2 ends. Yes, as it is. Okay. After M2 ends, as the caller right now. Next, system dot 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 println M1 ends. So M1 ends will be the message. After M1 ends, the M1 will stop the execution and it will return back the control to the caller, means the main method. Okay. So there again main ends will be the output for you. Is it clear, everyone, guys? Did we get the correct? You get the same answer, everyone. Okay. Good, nice. Okay, have you guys understood about the execution of the main method and then the okay. So shall I give you one more last program for tracing? Only one. Okay. So let me just give you one more program so that you will be perfect in tracing. second, be online. I might change also, don't copy. Wait a second. Okay, so fine guys. Copy down this program everyone. I'll give you 5 minutes time to trace it, and then I want the output also. Okay, trace and get the output. Okay, it's very important guys. Okay, do it right now. 5 minutes. Lalita, I'm asking you to trace it properly in the notebook. Okay, so don't give a sudden answer. It says that you are not tracing. It is not much easy to get the answer within 2 seconds. Okay, without tracing in the sense. Trace it properly in the notebook. Create memory blocks. Write down. Nothing will happen. So is it done, everyone completed, guys? Is it done, guys? Everyone completed? Not okay, guys. Everyone completed. Shall we check the tracing right now? Ready? Okay. So method. Okay. So in M2 starts. After the M1 is called, M1 start, M1 ends. These two will be printed. Again, the control is given back to the caller, which is M2, and the M2 will be into ends to be printed. After this, okay, so automatically the memory, okay, the control will be transferred here to M2. Okay, so M2 ends will be printed. After M2 prints, okay, is being printed. Who is the caller method of M2? Main method, right? So the control will transfer to the created for M2 will be removed. Okay, so now here the control will be present here. After that, M3 will be called. Okay, so now from the main method will pause the execution and then it will transfer the control to the M3. So now in M3, okay, so M3 starts, will be printed and then it will go for M2. Okay, now the control will be transferred to the M2. So M2 starts again M1. M1 starts, M1 ends. Return back to the at the same time. Next, in M1, after this, okay, the control will be transferred to the caller, which is something like M3, and the memory block will be removed by the of M2. Okay, and the M3 ends will be completed, so control will be transferred to the caller, which is nothing but the main method. So the memory block of M3 will be removed, and the okay main method will resume the execution. And once after the line number 8 execution, understood? Okay, this is the basic. Okay, so this one is properly method 5 dot Java. Okay, so Java method 5. Okay, so did we get the correct answer, guys, as we expect?
Yes, sir.
Yes or not? Check your result and check the output also. Is it matching? Check everything properly because it might confuse you also. How it, how to how tomorrow will be